Welcome. Today we are we're continuing on the challenge and we are ready to do ellipse. And this is quite interesting. And we're doing the warm up to loosen up in our hands before we draw our challenge. And with ellipse, I thought I would show you, since the ellipse is more like, let me see if you can see me here. So we have done the circles. And when you have a circle and you tilt it, you see the shape here. And when you tilt it even more, the area in between here gets smaller and smaller. And look here, it's no area in between. It's just like a line. And when I tilt it again, you see the area in between here. And it becomes larger and larger and larger until you have the circle again. So we are going to try, we could start from this point when it's like a circle, and then we try to do different shapes of this circle tilting and creating this space in between this line and this line. And see, the space in between here is smaller and smaller, and here's just like a line we draw. So this will be the warm-up challenge. And of course you can use this as a warm-up for your body as well. But I'm not going to do that. Okay. Let's try this. So, what should we try for pen today? I think I will go with this today. Just like the norm. But use your favorite. It's the best. So, we had the circle here. And then we're going to do ellipse. So shapes. So we have, if you think that you have the back and the front, and then you have the shape in between, the space in between here. So it can be like very open. It depends on how you tilt it. Or, as you saw, in the end, it's just like a line. And then when you turn it, it opens up again. And then you can try to do this different, and try here as well, like have this, the hand and the arm fixed, and you move here. You can do them smaller, wider, as close to a circle as you want, and you can do them, for me it's almost like, since I'm right-handed, they become in this angle, but then you can tilt if you want them in another. For me, it's really hard to maybe do this side. And then I could actually like tilt the paper, so I do what works. So work with like the angle of the paper as well, depending. Maybe I want the ellipse, like, let me see if you see it. You have a line here on this and on the paper, of course, and then maybe I want the circle to be like perfect here. The ellipse, sorry. But we're not working with things that's perfect. And then you can actually angle it so it becomes the best angle for you. And then you can work on. And then you have them more standing up. So use the angle of the paper and what works for you and your arm and your hand and your fingers. And let's see what happens. And we try to fill this with lot of ellipse. Just having fun. Doesn't need to take very long time. It's more like starting with your warm-up on the gym or on your paper, drink the water, and then you're ready to draw the thing you want to draw or you're thinking about. Yes, here we have it. The ellipse. It looks a bit crazy. Great! We're ready to go. Hi, welcome back. My name is Maria, and I'm so happy and thrilled that you're here. And today we are going to draw a very popular object, and that is going to be a horse. And I found this image because I think it was a lot of energy and life into this image. And we're going to do the same as we did with the dog. We're going to look at the shape, the outside shape, and then try to capture the movement of this object. It's a beautiful horse, so let's get started. I will also link below where I found this image if you want to print it yourself. Okay, let's get started. Let's see. So, to start off, I am looking at the outer shape of this beautiful horse and trying to capture that. As a practice to look at an object and see the proportions. So I'm starting off with just a brown pen with simple lines. Not trying to find the right straight away. More now I want to see that how can I would like to make this image larger and I want it to be able to fit on the paper. So, and then I'm also looking at, okay, the tail is like around here and the legs are like here somewhere. And then nose is up here. And then where is the body? Like somewhere in between here. And then I start to just, how is the direction of this leg? Is almost hitting the edge. It's okay. Somewhere, not really, just like here. It's okay. Down here. And then you have this front leg making a shape. And the body is a bit up here. And then this leg, they're almost in the same direction. So okay, if this one is, then this one is also to be there. And this one is like really stable, more like straight line. And then you have the tail, beautiful. So okay, you see it's really squarey, but it's still just trying to find what we are going to draw. Where are we? You almost have this. You can also actually look at all the different areas and see, like here it could be like a triangle, and what other here is like maybe more like a box here, and here is also like more maybe a triangle shape, and then you build it up. And here is also interesting. If you look at the background, it's like just where the feet, this one is actually, if this one is touching, one is actually further up than the ground. So, wow, this was actually quite hard. It's a lot of things going on. When I drew horses before, I just made them up. And sometimes it's simpler to make things up, and sometimes it's easier to look at an image and try to. So, when I done this, as I told you before, I have this paper that is more like paper from that you can use in the copy machine. And sometimes when I find something more difficult to draw, I do something like this. Take a new paper, put this underneath, and I put this one on top. And why did I do that? Because on this one, I think I've been searching a lot with the lines to draw, and I would like to do it again. And I usually do that like 4 or 5 times. Do it again, do it again, do it again. And every time it becomes a bit better. So it's very rare that I do something one time and that's just exactly what I want. But that's usually what you see. But now I want you to really try to do things again. And every time you do it, you will do it better. So it's almost like starting over, but you have a bit of a framework from where you were. So what I think is really good with this paper is that you can see without having a little tool. You can just use this thin paper and then you can see through a bit. And that's actually really great because you don't want to see everything. And now I'm not looking at the image. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at what I have on the paper. And I'm just simple going to try to recreate what I did. Just a bit. Just some lines. And I go very soft. Because in some way it just felt like the horse became so large that I don't know if I think it would fit on the paper. It felt like the proportions were a bit off. And now it starts to feel better. I would like what you draw is more like a dream for you. Your dream horse. Now, for me it feels much better. And now I've drawn the starting lines and then I take away this paper and I continue on this one. And I'm looking at the image again. And I think this was something really beautiful. I like it when it's like, you see the hair of the horse and it's just like in the wind and its speed and it's moving forward. And they have the eyes here. The eyes. So much if it's happy. And then now this one is really shiny. You see the muscles on it as well. And I I'm looking at like the highlights and just trying to see how I can create more like a shape so you can feel that it's a shape. And it has its knee, beautiful horse. creating some shape on that. And here as well, this beautiful shoe on the horse. Just trying to be more defined. Strong, beautiful. Okay, we have something, a start. And can you see here? I tried to really like this, the shoes. And now I'm starting to fill in a bit. Let's see. Now I do a bit darker areas, like here. It's a lot of shadow underneath. Here in the front is a lot. It's beautiful. So you can, if you want, you can draw the same, or you can use an image of maybe your favorite horse or any other image you find on the internet, or maybe you have a horse in the area where you live and you go and take a picture. And you can use that. On this one, I'm going to try because I think it's has so many like dark areas. I would like to try actually to fill in, just like define a bit more. And I really like this with the green. Wind. So I fill in like the outside of some of the lines. Looking at it. And I do this one where the ground is. And I think here as well. And then this beautiful horse also has really nice colors. So it's not just like one color. See what you see. Let's try to fill it in. taking black and making this even darker. So when I'm looking up, I'm looking at the image what you see, and I'm looking at the image I have here, and looking at the drawing. Sometimes it's actually quite good when you have the drawing to take it and just move it further away, or getting closer or further away, just to see like what happens. Sometimes it's even great to take it upside down, because then you don't get so fixated with what's correct, and you can see like something is more odd or something becomes more clear when you draw upside down as well, because then you see things in a new way, which is nice. So I think that's it. That's the horse for today. Thank you very much.